Oh Lord, I can already feel the tomatoes being loaded into the cannons. Unfortunately, I don't have Captain America's shield, Wonder Woman's gauntlets, or the speed of Flash to dodge. Oh well. Greetings, salutations, Eddie here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be presenting my one-time film watch list. So basically what one-time watch means that you watch the film and it was more than enough for you to handle one time. Whether you just didn't like the film, or it was too disturbing, or it was just a lot emotionally. And I actually divided this up into 3 sections. So I have one section where I just hated these films. There's a section where these films were just disturbing. And there's a section, it's a shorter section, where I just found these films to be heavy, like emotionally, or it was just a lot of information to take in. Just to get this point across, not once am I going to say that any of these films are bad. These films, like I said in my TV show video, which I'll link down below, these films did not work for me whatsoever. At least the first part of it, at least the first section of this list. It did not work for me. A lot of these films, especially the first 4, worked for so many people. I'm just not one of them. So just keep that in mind. And please don't throw your tomatoes at me. Save them for your tomato soup, your tomato sauce, and your salads. So the first 4 are really popular films. So Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So here's the thing about Infinity War. I was not disliking it until the 3rd act. There was a lot that was happening, and that ending, that stupid ending, I thought it was stupid that the half of the characters, the non-original characters, were snapped and they disappeared. I did not like that. And I hate that they were trying to force WandaVision down our throats. And I'm one of those unpopular people that does not ship, that does not ship Wanda and Vision. I don't get it. I don't feel the chemistry. I feel nothing between them. I'm sorry, I don't. And the film was just so damn long too. And Avengers Endgame was ridiculously long. I mean, I understand that they had to wrap up a lot of stories, but their time traveling logic makes absolutely no sense. I don't get it. Maybe it's explained in the film. I just don't care to go back and rewatch it. I did a whole video. I did a whole blog post about why I didn't like Avengers Endgame. I will link that video down below. I will link that blog post that I did down below. Basically, one of my biggest issues with the film was Fat Thor, Captain America's ending, and lack of Captain Marvel involvement. And that actually transitions into Captain Marvel is another film that I hate and I will never watch again. Mainly, and before I go into that film, I talked about this maybe twice on this channel. You market Captain Marvel to be this big-ass character that you make it seem like she's going to fight Thanos and defeat Thanos and kill Thanos. Yeah, she's in the film for 15 minutes or when she's called upon. Black Widow's peanut butter sandwich had more screen time than Captain Marvel. Endgame, Infinity War, I'll never watch those films again. Captain Marvel, the best character in this godforsaken film is Goose. Okay? The orange, beautiful, tabby alien cat. I was not impressed with Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Even Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, for some reason, it did not work for me in this film. I love her best friend, though. I forgot her name. I like Jude Law. I love Gemma Chan. I really hope I'm saying her first name right. It's either Gemma or Gemma. I think it's Gemma, though. She was a great villain. She was beautiful, too. The CGI just felt really unfinished. Fight choreography was just really not all that... wasn't really all that great. I will give one good thing, though. I mean, aside from Goose. I want Goose. I will say that I love that we have Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel. They are 2 totally different female characters. We have Wonder Woman, aka Diana Prince, aka Diana Themyscira. And she's dressed very sophisticated, like, you know, heels and dresses and dress slacks and badass leather jackets. And then we have Carol Danvers. I almost said Kara, but that's Supergirl. Carol Danvers. And she's a tomboy. You know, she's wearing, you know, baggy jeans, oversized shirts. And I like that we get to see 2 different kinds of women in in these superhero films. I will give it that. That is one positive of Captain Marvel that I will give. And I only brought in Wonder Woman to back up my explanation. Not saying, I'm not comparing, you know, whatever. I'm just saying that we have two totally different women, two different definitions of beautiful, strong women, and that's what we got with Diana and Carol. Just like Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel inspired so many girls and boys. I just felt uninspired, unfortunately. I was so hyped, I was so excited for this film that I watched it and I was just so disappointed. Trust me, I'm very disappointed. And I'm not just saying that to join the hate train. I was genuinely very upset that I did not like this film. Her going through space, shooting down the ships was kind of cool, but other than that, I won't watch this film again. Then this one, I'm just gonna say the title, I'm just gonna make a facial expression. I wasn't really excited for the film to begin with, but my nephews were so excited because they love Spider-Man, so Into the Spider-Verse. I love Miles Morales. I love the cast. I think the animation was great. Just the story just did not work for me. And will I watch the sequel? Possibly, if it comes out, because, you know, COVID. Paying $30 to watch a film on Disney Plus makes no sense to me. If I want to watch Black Widow, which I don't know if I will, you know, I'm not paying no $30 to watch a film on a streaming service. Makes no sense to me. Last two Marvel films. One of these films, people are gonna probably agree with me. The second one, I know not everybody's gonna agree with me. But the one that people might agree with me on is the Fantastic Four reboot. With Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan. Listen, I think the cast is great. They just were not great as these characters. After hearing what the director did on set, like not even caring about this project, like, why did you even sign on to do this project? And it was really disappointing because he did Chronicle, which was an amazing film. I felt nothing between the cast, like I didn't feel any chemistry. The guy that played Doctor Doom actually was really good. I think out of the Fantastic Four, I think Michael B. Jordan was probably the best one. I think him and Doctor Doom were actually good. But this film, and then Venom. Yeah, I can't remember if I was actually excited for this film or I was just gonna watch it because Tom Hardy was in it and Michelle Williams. This film, I'm sorry, made no sense to me. To me, I found it uninteresting, and I really hate, okay, hate is a strong word. I really get confused and concerned at people making like fan art of Brock and Venom being a thing, okay? I don't hate it. It's just a little, you know, I'm a little, I get surprised. I'll say that. I'll get surprised when it pops up on my Tumblr. That all being said, when She-Venom comes in, I ain't gonna lie, guys, it was kind of sexy. Probably my favorite scene in the whole damn film. Okay, next is Vampire Academy. I already talked about this before. This film was just not great to me. And it just makes me laugh. Okay, I don't want to make fun of people. It just makes me roll my eyes sometimes. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. When I hear people say, this is a faithful adaptation to the book, I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. That's cool, but in my opinion, it was not. It made a mockery of one of my favorite book series. It made a mockery of Rose, of Lissa, of Christian, of Dimitri. The only good character in this film was probably Mason. I'm kind of glad we didn't get Frostbite. I'm really kind of glad we didn't get Frostbite. Well, a part of me is upset about that we didn't get Frostbite because I feel like if we got Frostbite, it would have improved on Vampire Academy tremendously. Whereas I'm glad because I don't have to suffer if we had the same director. Okay, so next is Green Lantern. Now listen. My father is the biggest Green Lantern fan out here, okay? He can recite all of the Lantern, I don't know what you want to call them. They're oaths? They're oaths? All the Lantern oaths out there. Oh, why is that so hard to say? Oaths? That's, they're rhymes, they're lullabies, they're riddles, I don't know what you want to call them. You know, in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evils might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. He can recite all those. My Dad, my brothers, and myself to go see Green Lantern opening weekend. I was really excited, you know, for Green Lantern. And I thought Ryan Reynolds was a really great pick for Hal Jordan. This film, I never seen my father so upset over a film. He was so angry with this film. It's not that they cast Hal Jordan terribly. I think that the cast, in my opinion, looking back at it now, I think the cast is wonderful. I mean, Blake Lively. Anything with Blake Lively, I'm going to love. I think Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds obviously have amazing chemistry. I think Mark Strong as Sinestro is fantastic. How the film went, the visuals, some of the visuals, the story structure. Can't record a video without interruption. Just the story structure, how things were just put together, some of the visuals, it just did not work. I think that the Green Lantern suit, I think it could have been cool, but just seeing the veins and you see the toes and it just was really weird to me. It was just really weird to me. I think that the glowing symbol on his chest, I think that was the coolest part of his suit. I think the best part of that film, I think one of the best parts of the film was when he comes down to Blake Lively's room or her workspace. It's on the balcony, and it's like it's a very Superman Lois Lane scene, and he lowers down, and he said, "I hope you are okay," and she goes, "I'm good," and she stops, she looks, and he's like, and she goes, "How?" I think that was funny because that destroyed every superhero disguised logic ever. I think that was the best, mainly because of Blake Lively's delivery. I think that was funny, and Ryan Reynolds' facial reactions. I think that scene was probably the best scene of the whole film, in my opinion. Okay, now everybody's going to agree with me on this one. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I always have to clarify. When I say Avatar, I don't mean the James Cameron film, which I absolutely love. I don't give a damn who knows. That's one of my favorite films. I always have to say Avatar: The Last Airbender film. And even if I forget to say film, I always have, people always get on my ass. I always have to put film. At the time, I wasn't like, I had just finished book 1 of Avatar, the show. And I really loved it. I wasn't like a, at the time, like I said, keep in mind, this film was 2010 or something like that. So I was young. I was middle school. But my brothers and my cousins were obsessed with this show. And when the teaser trailer dropped, I was we were uber excited, okay? When Aang pulled off that hood and you saw the arrow tattoo, all of us freaked out in our chairs. I forgot what we were seeing that day. We went to go see the theater at a second run theater because the second run theaters are cheaper. Tickets were $4 per person, as opposed to $10 per person at the Regal cinemas. My mom and her boyfriend at the time took me, my brothers, and my 2 cousins to go see this film. My mother and her boyfriend brought in 5 excited boys, walked out with 5 super angry, super disappointed boys. This film disappointed me, and I didn't even know what whitewashing meant back then, but holy damn, this film was a travesty. I think Appa actually looked great. I think the guy who played Zuko did great, but my god, this film, and I feel so bad for Noah Ringer who played Aang. It's not his fault. This film was terrible. I was so mad at this film. I was so mad at this film. I'm glad that we didn't get a part 2. It was funny that they thought that they were going to get a part 2 because it ended on a cliffhanger. Yeah, no. Nah, fam. You would get no part 2. Where the Wild Things Are destroyed my childhood, because that was my favorite book when I was a kid. I loved Where the Wild Things Are. This one, I'm just like, the Wild Things can just stay where they are, because this film made me so angry watching it, and it was so dark compared to the book. It was just, I get mad every time I think about that film. Alright, then the last one. With this film, I don't give a damn if I hurt someone's feelings, if this is unpopular. I really don't give a damn, mainly because of the subject matter. I like black comedies. I can handle a lot of black comedies, but this one, no thanks. Jojo Rabbit. This film, I really hate when I saw one video where it said, "Does Jojo Rabbit offend you?" Good. And I'm just like, it does offend me, and this film is not good. I'm sorry. This film, like I said, black comedies, I can either... it's a take or leave with me. A lot of black comedies, like I Hate Horrible Bosses, that film is... no. Jojo Rabbit, I'm looking over here because I have my computer on, so I apologize for that. This film, I don't understand how this film is one of the greatest films out there. I don't understand. It's so dumb. Performances are not great to me. It's just so... I'm going to be brutally honest. I think this was a waste of a production. If you want to unsubscribe, cool. Do it. I don't give a shit anymore with this film. But now on to the disturbing one-time watches. And this one, it's just basically how it sounds. It's like this film either disturbed me because it was scary, brutal. The first one is actually a little bit, I don't want to say funny, but like, it's kind of ironic that this film is on my list because this film is my favorite 2019 film, and that's Joker. I love Joker, but this one was very disturbing to watch. It was mainly because of Joker's past, his relationship with his mother, the fact that he's a failed comedian, and the fact that he's just angry at the world. I think Joaquin Phoenix's performance as Joker is fabulous. I think he did amazing. This film was just amazing. This film was awesome. With all that being said, I don't think I can watch this film again because it is a one-time watch because it is so disturbing on so many levels. Mainly because Joker does not care anymore by the end of the film. It was so hard to watch this man who had a future in his mind. Just a normal future in his head, and then he just takes it out on the world. What people have to realize is that Joker, this has been Joker. It has been Joker since the day of his creation. Joker does not give a damn who you are, who you work for, how important you are, if you're a man, if you're a woman. He does not give a damn. If he wants something to be done, he will get it done, and he does not care who is in his path. Green Inferno. This film is disgusting. It is disgusting on so many levels. Basically, this crew crash lands in this tribe, and they're cannibals, and it is, if you're planning on watching it, have a puke bucket. Not even joking. The Revenant. The Revenant is one, it's a long film, and two, it is disturbing because there's a bear attack scene, and I don't have anxiety, but thinking about it now, I'm like shaking. It is, very brutal, but I think it is, I think it was a very well done and probably a very accurate bear attack scene. But not even just that, I think just the whole aspect of the film is very disturbing to watch. But Leonardo DiCaprio did an amazing job in this film, though. Alright, Midsommar. I don't even want to explain to you what the plot of this film is, because it's a film where you have to go in and watch it without knowing anything about it. It is really hard to watch. I will say that. I highly recommend taking breaks in this film. It doesn't hold anything back. It's a very clear statement that this film is violent, it's bloody, it's emotional, it's disturbing, and that's the point of this film. Next is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I read some of the stories when I was younger, and I actually really liked them. And I didn't know how they were going to do it with this film. And I couldn't picture another way to do this film. Because while this film is amazing, I cannot watch this film again. It is scary. It's petrifying. I'll say that. I was literally, a lot of horror films don't take a toll on me This film, I stayed up all night because I was that scared. Alright, and then these two films are by Darren Aronofsky, and I will put both of these posters right over here, and I'll talk about them at the same time, and that's Mother and Black Swan. I'll talk about Black Swan because that came out first. I think this film is disturbing to watch because of Natalie Portman's transformation from being human to being a swan in her head, you know. Because the whole film is about being perfect. From what I understand, I only watched this film once. It feels like, I think it was like she was trying to prove that she's perfect for the role of the Black Swan, whereas she was cast to be the White Swan. Or I'm blanking, I'm really sorry. And Mila Kunis, her character, get the Black Swan role, whereas Natalie Portman, she got the White Swan. And so she's just trying to be perfect. You know, she's just her character development, her character journey was really, on one part it's really sad because at the beginning she's like this sweet girl, but then by the end she's like this really hardened, doesn't give a crap character. It's really sad to watch, and it's really disturbing to watch. And I'm using disturbing a lot, but that's the best I can, you know, describe these films. I think it's because she's striving to be perfect, and what the cost of perfection is. And this film is a great example of that. Granted, it's a really traumatizing journey of her becoming perfect, seemingly perfect. It's still an emotional one too. Now, Mother. I'm a Christian, guys, okay? This film made me question all of my Christian stance, because this film was, first of all, the performances are amazing. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence is absolutely amazing. I watched this film with my mom, who is a Christian as well. We didn't even know this film had like Christian undertones. From scene 1 to scene, you know, final. Goddamn, there's a whole scene. It's like a one camera shot towards the end where she's going through the house, this really big, beautiful house, and it's becoming like a war zone. There's more people. It's basically like God and Mary, I guess. It's yeah, it's a lot. And now onto the list of a lot to take in, whether it's emotionally or there was just a lot of information to process. So the three films that have the same actress in it is actually Margot Robbie. So I have Wolf of Wall Street, Bombshell, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'll talk about Wolf of Wall Street because that one came out first. First of all, this film was long as hell. I actually think this is my first Margot Robbie film that I watched. Leo was a dick in this film. Leonardo DiCaprio was a dick in this film. He thought a lot with his dick as well. It was just a lot, just because one, of the time period, and two, would just the scenes in the film and Margot and Leo's relationship. Yeah, it was a trip, to say the least. I'll talk about Bombshell. So Bombshell, I don't even have an opinion about the film, because I think with a film like this, you just have to go in and form your own opinions by the end of the film. There are some inaccuracies from what I've read. The reason why this is on this list is because I don't have, with a film like this, there was a lot of information to take in, and I wasn't comfortable giving my opinion in public about those, you know, allegations. And when you watch the film, there's just a lot that you have to take in, and it's overwhelming. I will say that it is overwhelming. But the performances from Charlize Theron, Margot Robbie, and Nicole Kidman, and the rest are amazing. But Margot Robbie, y'all know how much I love her. She did not need to be in this film. But from what I did read about this like a week ago. Her character represents all of the allegations in one person, from what I've read. And I think that was actually an interesting choice. But aside from that part, which I think is really important, I do not really understand why she was in the film. And I also didn't understand why she was in the next film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And this film is on this list because there was so much happening in this goddamn film. I mean, we have Leo's story, we have Brad Pitt's story, we have Margot's story. Margot Robbie plays Sharon Tate, and to be honest, y'all, I don't know why she's in this film. I love Margot Robbie. I think she's fabulous as Sharon Tate, but I don't know why she was in this goddamn film. A lot of the stuff that happened in the film didn't really need to be in the film, and there was a lot like I said with Bombshell, there was a lot to take in. And when I tell you guys a lot, not like an info dump in like one scene, but I mean from start to finish, there was a lot of established characters, and a lot of information to maintain throughout this entire film. And I never watched it again. So that was my films I consider a one-time watch. This is a very long video. I'm at the 43-minute mark. Good God Almighty. I'm going to see how much I can edit it down and see where I can take this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope I did not offend anybody with my opinion. If you guys love these films, I'm really happy that you really like these films. It just did not work for me. And I hope you guys had a great week. This may go up on Friday. I don't know. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys are staying safe and wearing your mask at all times. And I hope that a lot of you got qualified for your vaccine shot. And without further ado, I'll see everyone soon in my next video. Deuces.